Welcome to Conversations and Opinions. My name is Shae.
And I'm Tarvis.
I'm Caronica.
And I'm Clorissa. And today we are discussing two really hot topics. First one, are men harder on women with their dating criteria? And secondly, red flags in dating.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
Right.
Men are harder on women than women are harder on men to me.
Okay.
Because men want so many things. They want a woman who has money, a woman who's going to cook clean, a woman who is beautiful, a woman who is fit, a woman who, I can keep going down the line. She got to have this, she got to have that, she got to have this. And he can look like a ragamuffin.
Now, is this from experience or
Yes,
just from seeing what's out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is from experience because people do want a whole lot. You can have a whole lot, and they like, well, dang, but she don't have this. I'm thinking like, but you ain't got
That one little thing, huh?
That one little thing.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence. I think it's 50-50 because you have some women who, he got to have a car, he got to have his own house. I think it's 50-50. It's the same. And it all depends on that individual. When what their list of must-haves and that's a deal breaker type deal for me. So I wouldn't say it's men that are harder than women. I just think it depends on the individual, whether it be male or female.
Okay.
Right. And I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said because I believe so. I think it's 50-50 too. I think that women have this list that be like 200 things that you got to check off the box. And I think then you have men who they necessarily don't have a list, but in their mind, she got to be this, she got to be that. And so I think it's 50-50. I think it just looks different.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So let's just give a disclaimer. We all do. We understand that everybody deserves to have what they want in their
Correct.
respective partner.
Agree.
But we're talking about the greater, the ridiculousness that comes when people are. Y'all gonna see. We're gonna talk about some stuff that's crazy and doesn't sound like it matches up. For me, I feel like it depends on the time that you are at in your life. I think that younger men are harder on women when they're dating, but older women are harder with their criteria. Example.
I can see that.
Example. When you are in your 20s and you're dating, you're competing with all the other women because they're looking for that tight snatched waist. They want the booty to be this. They want your hair to look like that. They want you to be doing the cooking, the cleaning, you got to be able to dance, lady in the
Drop it
streets,
like it's hot.
all of that stuff.
Yeah. Right.
So men in the beginning are much harder on women because it's like, oh, well, if you don't keep your hair and nails done, she does, so I'm going to just move over here. I think it's more cosmetically driven for men when they're younger, so they're harder. But when women get older, because 40-year-old Clorissa is much harder with criteria. 20-year-old Clorissa was going for anything. Oh, they like me? Okay, well, I guess this is just, okay, we're in this. But 40-year-old Clorissa and women who have established themselves or have found some level of success, we're not going for, you can try to compare me to everybody in the world. I know what I'm worth at this age, and I know what I want. So all the criteria that comes toward women, it doesn't affect me at this age like it used to at 20.
But do you think is it more so of what you're looking for? Like, because you might not want, like, you might date anything back when, well, I won't say anything, but he didn't have to have a car and stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm thinking, like, as you get older, it's more of the things like, well, what I want. You look at things differently. So you're not as
so you're saying like material.
Yeah, so, not just necessarily, but you're not looking at people like, you might, he has to be 6'2". He has to be, you kind of start throwing away those things and like, okay, well, is he a good person? How's he with family? And stuff like that.
So I think what I took from what you were saying in your 20s and now your 40s, I think from 20s to maybe late 40s, and you're trying to find your career, find it is what you do, and then you're looking at the material things. But me, myself, my entire life, it's never been materialistic for me ever. I want you to treat me well. I want you to have a relationship with whatever God you choose, because it ain't but one. I don't care what you call it. You know what I mean? So I think the shift, like you said, it's actually what you saw your parents do and who they are. lends weight to the criteria that you create for yourself. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying, but
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but for me, I feel like that what changed with me was like I was like, you have to be this, and this, and this, and this. But as I got older, I realized what was more important, and I don't necessarily think it had anything to do with my mom and her marriage or what I saw. I think it's just that I was stricter on things that were judgmental. I'm gonna put it like that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
I was more judgmental in my 20s, and when I got older, it was like.
And see, it's the flip for me. I was less men are more judgmental when they're younger men. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at it, when men start to get in that hairline receding time, no, seriously, just think about it.
You're right.
The guys that had all the women and had everybody jockeying for their attention in their 20s, they were getting it. They had their pick of the draw. But, as age starts to set in, for women too, but as age starts to set in, you see those same guys. Have you ever, everybody has that guy who was so fine in high school. I mean, he was cute, and he could get any girl he wants. But then you look at him on Facebook, and now he's in his 40s and looking soft in the midsection, and hairline ain't what he used to be. They're never with the girl you thought they would end up with.
Right.
Because what he was going for back then, he wouldn't have given this girl a chance. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. But the flip, women, we give more concessions when we're younger, to me, because it's like, oh, well, you just want to be picked, or, oh. But now it's like, no, I'm more judgmental as an older person, because it's like I'm not going for the stuff I used to go for back then. So I guess women and men can be hard. It just depends on the area of dating life you're in.
I think, to me, we tend to, men and women, but I think women particularly, we tend to kind of like settle for certain things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
At age or just at any age?
I think at any age.
Okay. I agree.
Because,
Absolutely.
for instance, I'm not too keen on the smoking thing, but I have dated someone who has smoked before.
They were real cute, huh?
It was, and that wasn't even a thing for me because I really don't like smoke. It was more of the fact that I felt comfortable with this person. And so the fact that the way I felt around this person kind of was like, well, hopefully he stops smoking. Eventually, maybe because he knows that I don't like smoking.
See, that's a whole nother topic.
Hopefully,
change him.
And then you know how people always say, they'll say stuff like, well, I'm trying to stop, and you think okay, cool, okay. So you kind of like, okay, well,
I'm gonna give it another.
Well, I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. He said he's gonna stop. So okay, I'm cool with that.
But
or you have sometimes where when it comes to men, they tend to kind of like, oh, I want a woman who cooks and cleans. Mm-hmm. But then when he gets the woman, she was fine. And he was like, okay, well, she fine. So, and if she fine enough and then good in the bed, then I won't have to worry about her cooking and cleaning. Yeah. Because I know a lot of guys who do that.
Who dismiss certain things.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Keyword, you said dismiss certain things. So I'm going to go back to what you said. So what was it about him that allowed you to say to yourself, oh, I'm going to give him a little bit more time?
Situation?
Yes, and you knew that was something you...
Because I don't want to tell all my business, but
it
was the fact that I was comfortable with this person, and I've known this person for some time.
So when you say comfortable, were you guys friends before?
I knew this person when we were young. And so, you have those situations where, I wonder what would have happened.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Thank you. Caronica. I was wondering if she was going to say that.
But no, I didn't say that. She said that. So what I'm saying is the reason why I did it was because it was more like I wanted so badly to find out what would have been the outcome of a situation that I felt like didn't get a chance to have. Yeah. So,
but that was a red flag for you, and you still chose to do it.
Yeah, but you want to know what the truth is? It's impossible for you to meet someone and them not have some type of thing that you're not too keen on, or something. It's whether they a little bit of this, and they kind of your nerves with this little thing, or it's always something that okay, I can. it's okay. We can still be together. It's just, you might get on my nerves with that, but I'm pretty sure I get on your nerves with something too. So
But some of those somethings are like, we can't be together.
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker because everybody's gonna get on your nerves some type of way.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
some of those things like, okay, not doing drugs and not.
Yeah, you don't want nobody doing it loud, shooting up. So,
Drinking
for
or
sure.
something like that, whatever. Because people don't just change because they with you. They change when they want to change.
So did that guy end up stopping smoking, or did he continue to smoke through the relationship?
I have no idea because we're not together. But
while y'all were together, did he stop?
Well, I will say he really didn't do
Right.
Right.
She trying to
I'm not. So what I will say, I don't believe he stopped smoking. What I believe is, sometimes people just don't do it as much around you.
They just don't get around
okay.
you.
Yeah.
They go.
Okay.
They wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
get half the cigarette
Exactly.
down.
Yeah.
So let's wrangle it back to the question.
Okay.
Do we think that men are harder with their criteria on women?
In my opinion,
I think this spawns from the influx of the rating videos that we're seeing
Yes.
circulating on YouTube. So the guys are and women do it too, y'all.
Yeah, we do.
We just do it amongst ourselves.
But if you say about what's circling on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
what is a true fact is we outnumber men. So they can be
They can
choosier.
take their pick?
Yes.
Okay.
Because what is it, 1,000 to 1 now?
I don't know.
But it's high.
Yeah.
So, but if I had to answer that question again, since you're bringing us back to it, I still think it's 50-50.
Okay. But you did bring up a good point that the environment is making it possible for guys to be more choosy because
Yes.
there are more options.
I think they're more choosier than us.
I think it's the way women think too, because I think we, like you said earlier, we tend to allow more things. Like usually with them, it's like that's what I want.
If you don't have it, I don't want
we see
you.
potential, and we be
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
That's a bad word. That's a bad word.
Hit it on the
we
nail.
see
That's exactly what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
We deal with certain things because we see potential.
Yeah.
And
Right.
sometimes they don't necessarily do that. I won't say all, but
Most
of the
mostly
time,
they
if
Right.
they go with what they want. Like I hear a lot of guys be like, okay, I wanted her, she didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you be like, dang, like she didn't have it. So
Yeah.
that's what they want. But we be like, oh, well.
We gonna see. Let's see.
But he real good at this.
Yeah.
And, he's so sweet.
I know he got it in him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think it's even as far as like, I still stand on that. We just do it differently.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're better at doing
Yeah.
it, even with the ratio being what it is.
I think we're nicer with it.
I think it could it be
I
that we have there.
some.
I agree with that.
But,
Some.
but could it be that because we have that innate nurturing in us?
Well, yeah,
that,
because
that causes
So
us
it
to
feels
be.
bad to tell somebody that, you be like, you
But see-
still link on the phone calls and you knowing that you're really not interested in this person, you'll be still talking to the person. You be like, oh.
Yeah, no, I've never done that. When I'm done,
Well, somebody, but see,
and I don't like you because I don't want you to waste my time. So don't get me wrong. Looks at 54, looks aren't as important. You have to be somewhat attracted to. I have to be somewhat attracted to you. Have a little, good feeling about you when I look at you because I can't do this in the morning. Good morning. That's what I can't do.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to waste anybody's time, and I don't want anybody to waste my time. So if we go out on a date and I'm not what you want, let's keep it 100. I'm too old to play these games. Okay, we ain't feeling each other, but we can be the best of friends. And I think that's the issue that comes about with this criteria. Oh, well, let me try, like you said, because I'm one that did exactly what you do and do it a little less now, but I think I still do it. But I was like, oh, well, let me try and see. And I'm going to still talk to you.
Oh, no, I only
And
did
it's
that once. That was once.
Just
learn.
one.
I did that one time. And I don't even like going out on dates unless I have an idea that we could have some type of connection of some kind of way. I'm even hesitant. I'm real hesitant to go on dates. Like, some females be like, oh, give me my little dinner, my little this. I'm like, I'm not putting on no makeup. I'm not putting on no clothes unless I know that we have some type of connection.
It's funny you say you're not putting on no makeup because that could be another topic too.
No, she's saying until she feels that it's
I'm not going out of my way to.
No, I get what you're saying, and this all I didn't threw a monkey wrench in it, like I normally do.
Okay.
That's another subject because do you present your authentic self, and that's a part of the criteria. So, moving on.
Do you think people really care about your authentic self on the first date?
To answer your questions, I don't think. I'm trying to say, I want you to bring yourself, but give it to me gradually.
Right.
Because if you are a lot, I don't want you to be fake.
Yeah.
And excuse me, guys. My voice is, allergies.
It's
I'm in Georgia, so.
It's popping over here. Yeah.
So, I don't want you to be fake, but I do want you to bring the realness of you. But I kind of want you gradually. Like some people in the past, I've been on dates where people tell you everything. It's like, oh, I don't even want to talk to you. And it's not the fact that what they told me was bad. It's just that I don't want to. It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much information.
Too much of you. I don't need to know that.
That they might tell everybody they speak to about.
So gradually, bring it to me.
Yeah, I want to know some things. There's certain things I do want to know. I need to know like medical history. If you,
I don't want to know about hypocrites.
Wait a minute. No. I'm just saying like if a person feels like some people when they go on to dates and they have some issues going on with them. And you got somebody who's saying, like, for instance, you got somebody saying, oh, I want to meet somebody and, eventually settle down and have children. What if you don't want to have children? So you might eventually want to have that conversation because I'm not going to, what's the point of me going out with you constantly and you don't even want to have kids?
Well, that's interesting because I don't even want to know any of that on the first date. I don't.
Let's just have fun and
know any of those things on the first date.
On the first date, I don't know about first date, but I don't want to I don't want to go on a date with you if we have to have that conversation before we went on a date to me. I just feel like I need to have a conversation with you. I don't want to waste my time getting myself together. I don't. I want to know certain things before I even go out there. I don't want to even waste my time. I don't want to be seen with you unless I know for a fact that
women
we have
might be
connection.
actually harder on me
after listening to Shae. I think so.
Well, Shae's definitely a detailed person. I can tell you that she's not on she is on the opposite side of the men. Like you'd be like, dang, you got cut because of that.
Yeah, but see, and another topic, and so much is coming up. Like you said, now your criteria, and then if somebody flips the script on you, oh well, I don't want you because you got this, that, and the other.
I ain't got no problem.
So that's why I say it's even.
I don't have no problem with that. All I'm saying is. People tend to waste people's time. Why go on dates with people when you know you don't even like this particular thing? You don't like this. Why continue to constantly go on dates and conversation with this person? You know daggone well you don't want to be with that person. You're wasting people's time.
What's your opinion?
Right.
Look, I think that, again, like I said, women, we're judgmental. I like that you brought that word out because that really is what it is. We're judgmental at different times in our lives. So I think everybody does have the right to have criteria. I just think we should be realistic with ourselves, and because we know those lopsided lists. The guys have the list of all of this, and then they only bring in 2 things to the table. And for the flip, I've seen some women out here being a 2 all day long, but only looking at 10s. And it's like, girl, are you bringing all...
Right.
Okay, wait.
Right.
You won't have...
I ain't with that number system. Go
no,
ahead.
but I'm saying no. But I am. I rank all day long, everything, not just dating. But yeah, everything should be even. So if you've got a list of 50 things that your partner must meet, then you have to have 50 things that you're bringing to the table. Criteria, there's nothing wrong with that word. Criteria helps you get a good job. Criteria helps you to get into certain doors. So your relationship should have some boundaries in place.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's even too. I just think it's at different.
It's just we do it different. They might.
Yeah.
I don't think that every guy uses number systems.
No, I don't think so either.
Most guys I talk to, they be like, no, but they do have things. I think just women look different. We don't. I mean, you don't see too many things out there with women ranking men, but we do it.
We in the ranking system. I don't mean that just for the way they look. Like we literally, there is a system, and ranking is very inhumane and all that stuff. So I don't mean I use a ranking system like, oh, he's a 2 in this department, a 3 over there. Not that, but we do look at an entire picture when we're looking at our potential mate. We're looking at their financial literacy. We're looking
I don't think a lot of women and men look at the entire picture.
Really?
I think they look at the criteria of what they feel and what society says you should do. And I feel like that hinders a lot of good relationships, potential great partnerships, because it's based on societal criteria. Oh, you're bad if you got this, or you a boss if you got that. I mean, the reality of it is we are all stewards over this. You can't take none of this with you. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people miss out on a good partner because of criteria, not looking at the individual. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And that lends way to divorces, all these breaks up.
Yeah.
And I mean, so criteria, in my book, I think we should throw it out the window to some
But that's
degree.
only if you're looking at criteria as material things. Criteria,
that's with everything,
no,
right?
because criteria could mean you have to believe in God. That is criteria, and that's a foundational part of picking a right partner. That's not looking
Are you
at
talking about
the
criteria?
individual.
You're talking about the number system.
Criteria, and because at the end of the day, Chloe, this is just me.
Mm-hmm.
Criteria is everything. And on a spiritual level, we are here to love one another. Period. You know, we had that conversation before. But if you're looking for a mate, I want to know your heart. I don't give a rat's ass about, oh, can we cuss? I'm sorry. I don't give a patootie about your money and all of that, because at the end of the day, does it really matter? Because you can have somebody that has the money, the cars, the house, and he treating you like a dog.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying criteria doesn't just pertain to physical things or material things. Because criteria, I guess maybe you and I are just having a disconnect, because when I say criteria, you have to love your mother. If you have children, you have to take care of them.
That's the thing. I'm glad you said that, because everybody's criteria is different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of those strange
Depends on how you see criteria.
Yeah, criteria are, you talk about the same thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
But the criteria is for your
for your preferences. Because material things never populate for me in my head. I don't care what kind of car you have, but do you have children and do you take care of them?
Right.
That is something that means
But what I'm saying is the majority of people, it ain't even based on characteristics of a human being.
So I guess my criteria goes toward characteristics, and other people's may go toward physical offerings. Another person's may go for different. So I guess it does depend on.
But it is different, because that's why you got people who, you have women that you be like, why are you with him? He doesn't give you anything. He doesn't pay bills, and you doing everything. Right. Mm-hmm. So that her criteria might have been like, you just gotta look good. Mm-hmm. So I mean, so I think that everybody's criteria, or the guy who gets the girl who looks like a supermodel, his criteria, and he wants somebody who cook and stuff like that, but his main criteria for a woman is that you gotta look like this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think everybody's criteria is just different.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't have a problem with the criteria as far as like having understandings of what I want in a relationship. I just don't like the number system of, to me, that's degrading.
It is.
But I criteria, I mean, I think for me, like, I have to know that we're on the same level of how we want to raise children or keep our home.
Agreed.
Or, just I need to know certain things that we tend to mesh well with. But as far as like the number system, I despise that.
I think we all saying the same thing. It's just different criteria in there.
So okay, let's jump a little bit to the right. What happens when you thought you had the criteria in place, and then you start dating and you open yourself up, and then you see the red flags? How many times have you really said, "Oh man, this is great," and then a red flag pops up, but you keep going because, well, this is pretty great. They just did that one thing. How many times do you see a red flag before you get out? What are red flags? How do you identify a red flag versus, a comparison to somebody else?
I will say I've dated. I've dated Lord Jesus, and so I would, because you try not to, because I'm not perfect. I have a whole lot of issues with my own self. So I understand, and I try to be sympathetic to other people that I'm coming together with. We didn't grow up in the same household. Yes. We didn't grow up in the same type of mentality or even way, just that whole situation. So I have to give leeway to understand that bringing in someone else in my household. Yeah, I have to bring somebody else in my household or my life or whatever. I have to understand that we have to find a way to compromise and understand each other. But there have been some situations to where I would say, okay, so that's a red flag. Like you not doing what you told me you're going to do, or you being MIA on this or anything of those type of things. That's a red flag for me. And I'm thinking like, okay.
Do you jump out as soon as you see a red flag, or do you give a chance to correct?
It depends on the situation, because I have jumped. I will jump. I will jump. I will jump. I'm telling you right now. Anybody know me? No, I will jump. So, but there are some situations to where I'm like, okay.
Is that red flag, or am I being judged?
Yes, because I will. Look, I'm a Taurus. I will analyze that shit to the bare minimum. Like, okay, what the hell? But I think I tend to jump if it's something really bad. If it's something that I know I can't deal with, or I ain't like you that well. Like I liked you enough to date you, and we trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to,
you can only do level 1 red flag.
But you get that level level 1 red flag.
But is that 80-20? Because you're going to only get 80-20 because, okay, is that red flag one that you can say, oh, that's just that little 20% and he got that 80? Because when y'all say that levels of flags, I'm like, how do you make it level flags?
So,
red flag is red flag.
If you got red flags, you ain't even on that 80-20 level.
Okay, let's talk about what the red flag is.
Yeah,
let me give you an example.
What is
I have friends who dated, and then on the first date, after the date, you get a call, they conversating, and they're like, so they start talking about their business and how things are getting hard for them. Okay. Now we already know what that conversation is going, right? It's getting hard for them and everything like that. Okay, that's what the conversation.
Look, now I'm on alert.
2 days later, you get a message saying, do you think you can help me out? That is a red flag that needs to be stamped. Move on.
First
jump.
Yeah.
But it's that's so many people that keep going with these things like, they feel bad for the person and everything. But you need to run. Those are red flags. Because I don't need to know your financial.
We too grown for that.
Yeah. And that goes both ways. We're not just talking about
that's for men.
One side of the.
Because women do that too. Women want people to pay bills.
Their phone bill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've been in a situation where I literally helped someone save their house. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but you the dude. And most grown men wouldn't dare ask their partner, their female friend, their lady, whatever you choosing to call us nowadays. Can you help me?
I wouldn't say most.
But that was a shocker. What you said?
That's a 2080. I get more.
Oh my God. So that was an eye opener for me.
So if you are sitting at this table and you have bypassed a red flag, raise your hand. Guilty.
Do you want me?
Okay. Yeah. So how do you feel about yourself after you bypass a red flag? Because there's a shift in a relationship when you bypassed a red flag. You bypassed the red flag, but now you're looking at yourself crazy. It's like, I'll let her.
Girl.
Because I was in love. I was in love. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I would want somebody to help me. But I'm very independent. So I had never had that happen. So that was, first of all, out the blue.
Was y'all living together?
No. But I spent the majority of my time at his house. Probably 90%. So
it ain't nothing wrong with y'all. Like if you in a relationship with somebody and y'all really have this connection and y'all doing for each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm not doing nothing for your house. unless you're in my
So what you trying to say is I was dumb?
No, I'm not.
We've all been one.
That's what I think that's what she called me a dummy. She called me a dummy now. Ow!
Those are those
Wow.
red flags. It's like
I'm
you
a
said-
dummy. I'm the dummy guy.
We have all we all raised our hand on the red flag bypass. We have all been dumb for something. So
But sometimes, I mean, these are things that will help people. Please
yes,
take heed.
yes,
Right.
yes.
But yes, if somebody's mentioning like certain things like that, and they want you to, and they don't see, we're not going in that direction. Like we're not married. You and I might even your fiance.
Right.
Yeah.
Like-
why you? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have one thing about me. I do not like asking nobody for nothing.
But let me
And especially like money and stuff like
Right.
stuff like that. Like you know, we do stuff for as family like we do
Right.
stuff. But I'm talking about like a man. I barely want him to pay for my. I'm telling you right now, if I go on a date with you, and I'm realizing that we probably not gonna click well, or we
you
not
gonna Dutch? You
I'm
going
paying.
Dutch?
I'm paying for my own.
I pay for the whole day. No,
I'm paying
because you ain't gonna say.
You
ain't gonna say
nothing.
Yes.
You ain't gonna
Yes.
ever say
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I paid. And I have had somebody pay, and I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Let me cash app you for
And I because I feel I even said to the dude like, I don't like going on dates unless I know, and like if you assisting and something.
But let me be clear. When I did that, I'll never forget it. I was in the bed, and he was standing up against the drawer, the dresser, and you could hear him on the phone talking. And he turned around and looked at me like, "I can't believe you ain't gonna offer to help."
What is that?
That's when you pick up your phone and text your friends.
That's
and be
what I
like,
mean.
Like,
Yeah.
oh wow, like you hear me struggling, but you a grown man.
But that depends on the level of
Hold on.
investment you've had in
Maybe I
my life.
misunderstood the whole conversation. So you.
You didn't misunderstand.
Yeah, and see, again, believe it or not, this here mouth of mine, a lot of people can't take it, but I have a heart. So I don't like to see people struggling. And everybody that he was calling, I think he got a certain amount of money from one person, one of his.
I don't like that.
That's too
I
much.
don't
And I was
If you flail in front of me,
If you send out group texts,
Yeah.
asking for,
Oh, let me be clear. That was a hard lesson.
yeah.
And when we broke up,
Wow.
he had still owed me money. And had the nerve to be mad because I asked and told him he had 30 days to get it to me.
Yes. So did you learn from your bypassing a red flag? Because what was the
Yes.
red flag? The red flag was he was financially unstable and you stuck around. Well, like what was the red flag that you bypassed?
The red flag that I bypassed is that he needed help in saving his house.
Okay.
And the fact that I heard him asking other people for money.
Okay.
And it was him behind in his taxes. And the taxes was like only $35 a year, so I guess they never paid it.
Girl, you
For
good.
40
Because I'm like, I
Yeah.
got another room that you can probably chill out in.
So,
like until
yeah.
A red
So-
flag that you bypassed. You want to give an example, or do you just want to say if you learned from it or not?
I've had those like conversations where you talk to somebody and it seemed like that they're going. I don't even give you a chance to even get to the second phone call.
Yeah.
If you give me too much information about
Yeah.
your struggles
yeah.
in the beginning, then and I get that everybody struggle. But if you give me too much information about your struggle, I'm like, you can't even ask me for tax money.
Yeah.
If you ask
You
me
said
for-
that to me years ago, and
if you
I will
ask
never
me for
forget
tax
that.
money, we at the store and I'm looking at you like
I need the 37 cents for
What?
tax. They can't get it from
Because
me.
I ain't understand what you said. Ask you for tax.
Like
money.
taxes, like they at the
if
store.
you got some chips at the store
can't
and
with
you need some tax money, I'm looking at you funny because I feel like that is leading.
So if the chips
Oh,
come to
wow.
107 and he only got $1 in his pocket, she is not giving the 7
no,
cents.
I can't
Yes,
give it to
indeed.
you. So that's a trick.
So you
in my
learn
opinion.
from your red flags.
Yes.
I too have learned from my red flags.
Yeah.
I definitely have learned from my red flags, and it appears as though you may have learned as well.
I have learned.
She's a pro at
I
it.
have.
What
I
you
am
do
a
runs
scholar. I I have learned. I mean, the one thing I don't give away. Like I might buy you a meal and your children or something like that. But
not your children.
Look, I'm just saying. I love the children. I just don't do like we ain't shelling out money like that. We gotta be married.
Yes, married.
We gotta be about. I gotta have a ring on. We about to go down the aisle. Like, you know, and I ain't expecting you to do nothing for me neither. We just we take care of each other in other ways.
Exchange.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this might be one of
Until
those
then.
subjects that turns into something else. So why don't y'all in the comments? Okay, you've heard some couple of opinions.
Yes,
We
I can't wait to hear them.
We're still new at the podcast thing, so help us along. Did
Yeah.
we touch the subject? Did we
Yeah.
not touch the subject?
Yeah.
Do we need to circle back to this subject? Give us
Yes.
some stuff in
And
the
what are
comments.
your red flags?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe those will be topics for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here to educate and try to make sure some of y'all
Y'all can
bypass
educate
some of
us too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yes. So
Yes.
How
Like,
about that one?
you was a fool. Okay, I'm sure I'm gonna get that.
So go on and learn from somebody else's red
Yes.
flags too. That's what we
Yes.
do.
Yes.
But yes, we'd like to thank everybody for joining
Yes,
us today.
so much.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you for tuning in to Conversations and Opinions.
Yes.
We really
So
do
much.
appreciate it.
And please comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye.